So, breaking news, folks, for all those of you wondering what has happened to the India versus Pakistan women's T20 match, well, the toss is about to happen in the next 3 minutes.
1 minute actually now.
1 minute now, yes. So, for people joining us right now, breaking news, the India versus Pakistan match will begin with the toss in exactly 1 minute. There was a delay in Edgbaston because of drizzle, which happened in the morning. It was also raining the previous night. So that is why there was a slight delay. But however, because 30 minutes of extra time has been allotted for this match, no overs will be reduced. That is another important update that we want to give you. India versus Pakistan toss will happen in the next minute. No overs will be reduced. Very, very important match, Shane, because in the context of this group, India lost to Australia when they had Australia on the ropes at 49 for 5. That loss will hurt them. But Barbados threw the group wide open when they defeated Pakistan. So that, in a sense, this game is crucial. If India beats
For both teams, in fact, because
Yes.
it's a must-win for both for teams. Either of them is, if they're consigned to a loss here, that's it. Chances are all but over.
It's simple. If India wins and if Barbados loses to Australia in the game that will happen later in the night, then the India versus Barbados game is a straight shootout for who makes it along with Australia to the semi-finals.
Correct.
The format is pretty simple. Top 2 qualify for the semi-final. The loser of the semi-finals plays the bronze, and the finalists determine gold and silver. Pretty simple. And Edgbaston, the pitch was under covers. There was some cleaning up operations going on. Previously, about 30-40 minutes ago, when we got our update from Nitin, the correspondent who is in Birmingham covering the Commonwealth Games, he said this is just one patch of rain that is there. The rest of the day is clear and there will be no further rain delays.
Also worth noting that the toss is happening at 11 o'clock local, which means 3:30 IST. But the match will start at 11:25 local, means not 4 o'clock, it'll be starting at 3:55 p.m. IST.
Yes.
So they're starting it slightly quicker, I guess, because there was
To
this
make
delay.
up for the delay.
Yes. Remember, these are multi-sport events. We can't go on for 3 hours with delays. Thank God
Yes,
for that.
except for the gold medal match. There is only a 30-minute allocation for that. But I think for the gold medal match, either it'll be slightly longer or it'll be slightly shorter. We will come to know about the playing conditions for the final as the tournament progresses. So as we mentioned, India versus Pakistan, massive game, but it is very heavily favored towards the India women's team when it comes to T20 matches. 10 matches, India have won 8 of them, lost 2. But those 2 matches, the 2 losses that India had against Pakistan, came in the World Cups. 2012 in Gaul, Pakistan won by 1 run.
Yeah.
In 2016, Delhi, 2 runs, but that was by Duckworth-Lewis system.
Correct.
So that is why this match will be very important. If Pakistan can manage to upset India, then it will really, really hurt a lot of Indian fans. Despite the loss to Australia, the Indian fans were very optimistic that yes, we are very, very confident. Doesn't matter, it will only charge India up.
Yeah.
So we are waiting for the toss and the team as to what happened. And remember, in the other group, England, New Zealand, South Africa and Sri Lanka are going to really, really slug it out. England defeated Sri Lanka, New Zealand defeated South Africa. South Africa continue their problems because they don't have some of their star players. Lizelle Lee announced her retirement abruptly just before the Commonwealth Games. Marizanne Kapp is not there.
Yeah.
So from that group, potentially it is England and New Zealand who are making it to the semi-finals. In this group, Australia might make it, but the scrap for the other 2 will probably boil down to Barbados versus India, which will be on August 2.
Correct.
So 3:55 p.m. the match will start. 3
And
o'clock.
we're still waiting for a
We are
toss
still waiting for
update.
the toss update. We hope to get it in the next couple of
You can also keep
minutes.
your phone, because I think
Yep.
network always sometimes does
Yes.
those
We are also,
favors.
yeah. As for the rain in Edgbaston, yes, we are keeping a close eye even on Jeremy Lalringo,
Lalringa, yes.
because 140 kilos in the snatch he managed to lift
Which
it.
is the game's record.
Yep, and looking at the competition, he is 10 kilos better than what he was in the snatch. So yes, it will happen. And
160, in fact, is going to be his first attempt at the clean and jerk.
wow.
So 160 will be his first, and of course, I think he'd hope to touch 170 types once
Yeah.
he, reaches his final attempt.
Albi Jijo is pointing wonderful performance by Srihari Nataraj.
Yes, but he might not actually make the final. It's very, very
Yeah.
unlikely because he finished fourth in his heat, and only 8, people qualify, and you'd have what 3 heats. So, I mean, come
Yeah.
on. There's at least 2, 3 other people who are in contention from the other heats as well.
Exactly. But if he makes it to the final, it will be a huge, huge achievement.
It will absolutely.
So Sajan finished 9th. Slightly
Yes.
disappointing, but yes, we did not expect much from swimming, to be honest, because who was there in the heats? Chad Leclos from South Africa. He's an absolute beast who's even tackled the likes of Michael Phelps, for crying out loud. So we are building up to anticipation for this very, very crucial match for both India and Pakistan.
Yeah.
India hold an 8-2 edge. Harmanpreet Kaur have been she's been in fantastic form ever since she took over as the captain full time.
Yeah.
In the series against Sri Lanka, fantastic. Even here, her 52 was simply one of the best was great knock. But the bowling let them down. After Renuka Singh Thakur's brilliance with 4 wickets, Radha Yadav, Rajeshwari Gaikwad, Sabineni Meghna unfortunately did not do well. So, unfortunately, it was a sad, sad way. And Australia once again showed why they are the greatest team in the world. I have always said, in any conversation and discussions, both officially and non-officially, if there is one team which we should consider as the greatest ever in the history of sports, say like the All Blacks, like we may have the Harlem Globetrotters,
Yeah.
Chicago Bulls, the greatest teams of that era, the Australia women's cricket team ranks up there as one of the greatest ever. 7 ODI World Cups, 5 out of 6 World T20. Can't ask for anything much more if you want for dominance. So still awaiting
Yeah,
the
we're
toss.
still awaiting a toss. I
Very,
think
very
it's-
surprising. Why
Yeah,
it
very
has not
surprising indeed
happened.
because I think maybe there's just some last minute cleanups or whatever because it was supposed to happen 5 minutes ago.
Yep. So that is the hope that we have that the toss happens soon. It's even raining here. It has stopped in Birmingham. So can Anahat Singh be the
update, right?
Can Anahat Singh be the future star of squash? Vignesh Kunar, yes. Anahat Singh, she stole the show. 14-year-old, the youngest athlete in the Commonwealth Games contingent from India. She had won her first round game against St. Grenadine. But she unfortunately lost to that Welsh athlete who is much more, almost double in age and double in experience. So unfortunate, but yes, a star to look out for. Perhaps after Joshna Chinnappa and Saurav Ghoshal, if you want to carry the torch of India squash ahead, perhaps
She could very well be that.
she could
person.
very well be that.
Absolutely.
So Anahat Singh, congratulations on her maiden outing in the Commonwealth Games. Superb performance. We wish her all the best for her future endeavours. Jeremy Lal Rengwa on the cusp of gold. Let's see if that happens. 5th medal from weightlifting if that happens.
Yeah, that's actually keep an eye on that. So far, I think
Yeah.
we haven't reached his clean and jerk phase yet because remember.
Yep.
Oh, good God! Don't tell me.
Oh, yes, I think the toss might be pushed back now because it is again.
Yeah, as I said, we should have had the toss 5 minutes ago, and yes,
It is drizzling.
Again. Jesus, okay.
So yes, it has again started to drizzle in Edgbaston, and it is that persistent, irritating drizzle which we all dread. Because remember, if there is a persistent drizzle, there is no wind, and that is why it stays for a certain period of time. So remember, half an hour after 4 o'clock, if we do not get a toss and some overs in, we
Then
will
overs will
start
be
to
lost,
reduce.
yeah.
Yes, after 4 o'clock, if we don't get a game, overs will start to reduce. So unfortunately, the toss has been pushed back again. Drizzle in Edgbaston. Oh boy.
Yeah, in fact, the live images that we're getting are as such.
Oh yes,
yes, okay.
yes. The covers
the
are
covers
coming
coming
back,
back on.
on. So I think we may have a truncated game now, unfortunately. So
It's quite likely that we would be, because at this point, I mean, it's what? We're 22 minutes away from losing overs.
Yes,
So,
yes.
not a good sign at all.
Not a
And-
good sign.
And especially, I think all of us would be excited, as in India, in Pakistan, rivalry is always, fun to watch. And, well,
Yep.
apparently, even the weather outside is emulating Birmingham because there's a bit of a drizzle here as well.
yeah. Irritating drizzle.
Rain
At
as
Birmingham, Midlands, unfortunately, if
It
there's
has
a
a reputation for persistent little drizzles.
Yes, and if it's persistent, it stays for a longer time. What will happen? Okay, that situation is not yet arisen. what will happen if the game is abandoned? You
Points
split a
shared,
point.
I guess,
Points
yeah.
shared. And the game between India and Barbados becomes a virtual shootout in more ways than one.
It was Pakistan, but even Pakistan lost their first game.
Yeah, but
right?
Pakistan are playing Australia in
So
their.
that'll be a much tougher match. Yeah.
So we are not expecting much from Pakistan because remember, Australia have not lost to Pakistan for a very, 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 very long time.
And remember, Australia are probably the strongest team in this, in the games. I would argue,
Yes.
by some distance.
They are playing almost a full strength team. Remember the Australian side. There is Alisa Healy. There is Meg Lanning.
Yeah.
Meg Lanning is in fact one of
Ashley
the.
Gardner, who did very well in the last game.
Yeah. Then there is Grace Harris.
Yeah, who also did very well in the last game.
Yep.
Quick
Megan.
fire 37.
Yes. So
Has that happened? Wait, let me just go and check.
whoa, and there is a thing that Jeremy Lal Ringo is probably injured. That's also not good news. So one hopes that, well, the covers are coming back on in Edgbaston and the toss has been pushed back. We hope to get some update now. So the latest news is no toss is happening now because of the drizzle which is back in Edgbaston. So stay tuned to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. We'll be back as soon as we get a fresh update. So press the like, comment and share button. Press the bell icon so that you're notified when we go live. Also, we are there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, folks. Thank you. Bye-bye.